Welcome to Roll for Insight, the D&D podcast where we dive into the game, the lore, and the internet's favorite arguments. Grab your dice and your character sheet, and let's roll for insight. Hello, welcome to Roll for Insight. In this episode, we are wrapping up our breakdown of the Barbarian Subclasses from the 2024 D&D Player's Handbook. So far, we've covered the general barbarian class, then we've taken a closer look at the 4 subclasses: the path of the berserker, the path of the wild heart, the path of the world tree, and the path of the zealot. So if you haven't listened to those yet, definitely go back and check them out. We go into full detail on each one. But today, we're answering the big question: which barbarian subclass should you actually play? So we're going to break this down by damage, survivability, utility, and battlefield control. And instead of ranking everything from 1 to 4, we're just going to go with the best and the second best and why they pull ahead. So let's first off talk about the damage category. The best subclass you can choose to have a higher damage output is going to be Berserker. The second is the Zealot. And Berserker takes this pretty clearly. The Frenzy ability gives really consistent bonus damage every single turn. There's also no setup required for this ability, and there's no positioning or team dependency on this one. Basically, you rage, you hit, and you deal more damage. It's reliable, and it's always on as a feature. And now, with the rework in the 2024 edition that has removed the exhaustion feature, you don't have the downside of Frenzy. Now, Zealot comes in second, because you've got Divine Fury, and that adds a lot of steady damage too, and it's also a once per turn and very consistent damage modifier. But it is slightly behind Berserker because the scaling is a bit more modest, and more of its power budget is spent on the survivability side of things and the support aspects. Now, the reason why the Wild Heart and the World Tree fall a little bit behind here: Wild Heart tends to spread its power across the flexibility and the team support features, and then World Tree invests really heavily into the control and positioning aspects here. Both of them can deal solid damage. Keep in mind, they're all barbarians, but neither of those subclasses is designed to really push those damage numbers. They're trading the damage for the versatility here. Now, if we're looking at the survivability functionality here, we're going to rank the best as the World Tree, and second is the Zealot. So World Tree really stands out here. You've got temporary hit points when you rage, you've got a passive temporary hit point generation every turn, and the most important, you've got the ability to control enemy positioning. This is a crazy powerful tool that you can use every single turn. Now, this is not just about personal survivability too. This is about the team-wide survivability and damage mitigation with the teleportation functionality here. Now, Zealot comes in second because you do have the bonus action healing with the D12s. You've got the saving throw rerolls and the level 14 death ward feature that you just don't let allies drop, means that the Zealot survives through like the healing aspect and the really clutch recovery. Now, the reason why Berserker and Wildheart fall a little bit behind here: Berserker mostly relies on the base Barbarian kit. It is durable, but it doesn't have those enhanced features. Now, Wildheart can absolutely be very durable, especially when you choose the bear form, but it is conditional. You have to choose it, and then it competes with other rage options. So these two are also solid, but they're not specialized in the survivability functions. Now, if you're ranking your barbarians based on utility and exploration, the best is going to be Wildheart, and second would probably be World Tree here. So Wildheart clearly takes the lead on utility and exploration. It's got lots of ritual spells: Speak with Animals, Beast Sense, it's got the Commune with Nature function, it's got environmental tools like climbing and swimming and dark vision. This is the only barbarian that really consistently can contribute outside of combat. The World Tree comes in second because that teleportation feature can be used for allies. You've got the repositioning tools, and there's a lot of problem solving in combat scenarios you can lean into. So it's not a traditional exploration utility type subclass, but it gives you tools to solve the problems in real time here. And the reason why Zealot and Berserker seem to fall behind here: Zealot does have some strong combat tools, but outside of that, there's very little going for it. The Berserker is almost entirely combat focused, so these subclasses don't expand what your character can do, they just expand how well you can fight. And last, if you're looking at the battlefield control aspect, the best is going to be World Tree, with second as Wild Heart. The World Tree absolutely dominates this category. It's got the teleporting enemies and allies function. It's got extended reach on attacks. It has the ability to apply push and topple together. It can reposition the entire party. Like, this is true battlefield control, and historically that is something that barbarians lack. Now, Wildheart comes in second. The Wolf ability grants advantage to your allies, and later you get some features that really support the team positioning and the protection aspect of things. It's a little more indirect, but it is still impactful. And why Zealot and Berserker fall behind here? The Zealot does have some strong burst options with Zealot's presence, but it is a short duration, it's not sustained. And Berserker focuses entirely on personal output. There's very little influence over the battlefield. So these subclasses impact fights more through damage than positioning. Now, as a quick final breakdown here, what should you play? So instead of thinking what's the best overall, you do need to ask a few different questions and considerations here. The Berserker, it's the best if you want consistent and no-nonsense, clear-cut damage. The Wildheart is the best if you want flexibility and exploration tools. The World Tree is going to be the best if you want control and support and mobility. And then Zealot is going to be the best if you want that balanced mix of the damage, the sustain, and the team support. So what really stands out across all four subclasses here, none of them overlap too heavily. One of them each fills a different role. You've got the damage, the flexibility, the control, and the balance. So the real question isn't which subclass is strongest, it's what does your party need and how do you want to play? Well, that's it for this session of Roll for Insight. Thanks for listening, and thank you to all our supporters on patreon.com/rollforinsightpodcast. And we will see you next time.